If I had only known the last time would be the last time, I would have put off all the things I had to do. I would have stayed a little longer, held on a little tighter. Now what I'd give for one more day with you. Cause there's a wound here in my heart where something's missing, and they tell me that it's gonna heal with time. But I know you're in a place where all your wounds have been erased, and knowing yours are healed is healing mine. The only scars in heaven that won't belong to me and you. There'll be no such thing as broken, and all the old will be made new. And the thought that makes me smile now, even as the tears fall down, is that the only scars in heaven are on the hands that hold you now. I know the road you walked was anything but easy. You picked up your share of scars along the way. Oh, but now you're standing in the sun. You fought your fight and your race is run. The pain is all a million miles away. The only scars in heaven that won't belong to me and you. There'll be no such thing as broken, and all the old will be made new. And the thought that makes me smile now, even as the tears fall down, is that the only scars in heaven, yeah, are on the hands that hold you now. There's not a day goes by that I don't see you.
Eminihi hioni kalaktak kotsaata wilikyomi kiwa kula kotsaata muet yamana. Hello, my name is Sunface, which is our Lake Miwok name. I'm Sally Peterson in English. I'm here from California to participate in this celebration of life for our dear beloved Linda. I also said that I was from Willakyomi, which is our village in Middletown, which is a small town in Northern California. We're a small Indian tribe, Lake Miwok and Pomo. I also said, welcome all my friends and family. So I wanted to welcome everyone to this blessed event. There's so many of us here, so it's a tribute to the family to know how well Linda was loved and will be missed. So thank everyone for coming to this celebration. Each of us will have an opportunity to speak, and we will have some entertainment as well. So if everyone could please bow your heads, we'll say an opening prayer. Suni Tuma Papanawa, O Grandfather, shine on us today as we gather for this celebration of life for our dear beloved Linda, to express how much we loved her, we miss her, and we know we'll see her again. So, Father, please put your guiding, healing hands on Amber, Elena, Ashton, and David as they grieve for Linda, and know that we will all see her again. So I thank you for this opportunity. I thank all of the ones that traveled here to be here today, to bless them, keep them safe, bless them on their journeys home as we end the week. So I thank you for all these blessings, old grandfather, creator, Lord. We ask all of this in your name. Oh, amen. And so now we will have our beloved Elena will come up and she'll play her cello, which Linda was so proud of her for her accomplishments. She's written several pieces of her own, and I'm sure this is a special piece for you today. Thank you, Elena. That was beautiful. So Elena is attending UCLA, pursuing her love of music. And it's ironic that she lives here in Georgia, but she's out in California where we are. So I just wanted to say a couple of things, and then each one of you will have a chance to say a few words. But Linda's my first cousin. Unfortunately, it was about a year ago, we were at a funeral for her father, my Uncle Russ, that we had lost, and it was really hard on her. Sad to say, I've had my share of attending funerals and writing obituaries. It's kind of sad, and then the older I get, the more they are. So, but there is always a plan God has in store for us, and life happens, and it is a celebration of the life that she lived here on earth with us. We're just selfish that we want her here with us, but it doesn't always work out. I thought it was lovely that the urn has a lighthouse on it, because Linda loved lighthouses, and I have a story. One time she was out in California visiting us, and she wanted to see a lighthouse. And of course, we're always on Indian time, so it was late and the park closed. So she had me out on the coast of California after dark, climbing a fence so we could go see this lighthouse. That's Linda. So it was an adventure, and I have to laugh now thinking about it. But yeah, I was like that in my younger days, but not now. I'm not like that anymore. But it was fun and memorable. But there's a lot of memories. I'm sure each and every one of you have of Linda. She was one of a kind. Just her personality. She was always happy-go-lucky. I don't think I ever saw her sad or anything. I'm sure she had her moments. We all do. But I always saw the happy side of her, and that's what I'll carry with me, is those memories of her and her just enjoying life. And she sure loved David, and I know this is going to be difficult for him to go on, but we have to go on. We have a lot of loved ones here and now with us, and just know that you'll join her again, David. She'll be waiting for you. So I also wanted to mention that you heard me speak a little bit in our native language, which is Lake Miwok. And her Lake Miwok name was Kiwa Kula, and it means strong woman. And that is very befitting. And I can't remember if it was my grandma that named her or Uncle Russ. Do you even know? It was a combination, okay. But yeah, it's tradition to be named by your grandmother, but that doesn't always happen. So I was lucky that my grandmother named me, which is Hin Oni, sun face, and I'm sure that's because of my light complexion. But I just wanted to say that I am going to really miss Linda. We got to see a lot of her growing up because I grew up in Florida, in Panama City, which is pretty much lower Alabama, and it's not far from Atlanta. So they would travel down to visit us, and we would travel up to visit them. So growing up, I did see a lot of her, and she's a lot younger than I am. So she was Aaron's age, really. My brother Aaron, they were born very close. So. And then her brother Robbie was more my age. Actually, I think we're the same age. And then her deceased sister Tammy. Tammy and Robbie is who mostly I hang up with. But I do have a lot of fond memories of Linda, as I'm sure we all do. So I have a cheat sheet. So now, if there's anyone that would like to come up and say a few words. Please come on up, share a story. Don't be shy. Come on up.
everyone. My name's Keisha Amber David. I first want to give my condolences to the family. I worked with Linda at AMR. I think Linda and we had one of the best nonverbal relationship. Linda would come in the morning at 6:30. Her shift started at 6:30. My shift started at 6. When I didn't get my Starbucks in the morning, I wasn't the brightest, happy, cheeriest person. So when Linda would come in, some days she was the same. So we would give each other the nod. She nod back. My normal questions to my coworkers would be, what can I do for you? How can I help you? And she would just look, Keisha, we got it. Yes, ma'am. When I tell you she was an amazing medic, she really, really was. I've never seen Linda get antsy or stressed out on a call. She always remained this calm, cool, collective person. She loved what she did. You can see it in the worst situation. She never, ever fret. So with our nonverbal communication, I would go on her scene and I was like, Linda, what you need from me? What can I do? How can I help? She'll just look, we'll make eye contact, and when we made eye contact, I knew right then and there, either we getting ready to smile or I need to give her 30 minutes after the call, because she would never ask for it. But we know in EMS that sometimes it is needed. She was a very kind person. You mentioned that her Indian name meant strong woman. Well, I'm from the Chickasaw tribe in Lawton, Oklahoma. And when you pronounce my name in its native language, it's a little Washnaha, and it means Indian warrior. So we would always have that inside joke. I like strong lady, she like warrior. And, we would just have our little inside jokes. I just want to say to the family, we're here, AMR, I'm here. If there's anything that you guys need, not just for today, but thereafter, please just reach out. And again, my condolences.
Thank you. And it's so awesome to see those ambulances parked out front like that. It's really a wonderful and touching tribute, so thank you. Does anyone else want to come up? I could probably take the wireless microphone to you if that's more convenient, if anybody wants to. Come on up, sweetie.
Okay, there you go. What do you want to say?
Just whatever you want to.
I love you, and I will miss you.
I'm sure she loves that. Does anybody else have some words? Okay.
I miss Grammy.
Say your name.
I'm Jackson. And I miss Grammy and the whole world.
Jackson. That's one of the grandbabies.
I will miss Grammy, and I'll love her. And every day when we were playing games, it made me so happy.
Thank you. I can bring the mic to you if anybody wants to say anything. Okay. Yes, another strong woman.
Hello. I'm Lena, a daughter, and my mom was weird. She was weird. She's a very, very strange person. I was cleaning out my cupboard the other day, and I found a used surgical scalpel she got me. Real, had blood on it still. And those are the type of things that she would get for us, because they meant a lot to her. I feel that her past shaped her and made her who she was when she passed away. She would always tell us that when she was younger, she watched her grandmother burn up in a fire, and she had a lot of trauma. And it really shaped her. It was a part of the reason she got into the career, adding to her weirdness. And we're weird. If you are close to her and you're here, you're weird. I'm a trans Native American woman with a British accent. I'm weird, and that's okay. She loved weird things. She loved weird people. She was also a very powerful woman, very powerful and very independent. And she taught me and my siblings to also be independent. And without her shaping me, I would not be the person I am today. I would not be as strong or as independent or as courageous as I am today. And I think the same can be said for my siblings. Now, to discuss death a little bit. With all of this trauma that she had experienced, day in and day out, and losing her dad, who she was bonded to more than anyone could ever imagine, losing her dad destroyed her. And it created pain, lots of pain. And I want everyone to realize that death and her passing is a liberation away from the trauma and the pain. It is sad that we don't get to talk to her anymore and communicate, but she's free. And she will always be free. And she'll always be happy in peace. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. I'm Israel, a fellow weirdo. I agree with you. Your mother was weird. It's one of my favorite things about her. My most favorite thing about her is how kind she was. I'm a transplant here. I moved from Florida, and Linda was one of the kindest people and most welcoming people. From the day I came here, she took it upon herself to introduce herself, to welcome me, to make me feel like part of the family. I was a little jealous of her because she had the best partner, Mr. Chuck. I took him every moment I got. She loved people. And she never had anything bad to say about anybody. She was always trying to uplift everybody. And even with all the pain that I'm sure she carried from all the time in EMS, she did nothing but pick people up. So I'm glad that everybody came here to show their respects. I have nothing but respect for Linda. If you have pain, guys, Share it with people. Don't take it upon yourself. Share it with folks, because that's the only thing that's going to help you heal. Linda will be gravely missed, and I hope that you guys all take that positivity that she shared with you and you share with other folks.
Hi, I'm Cherie. I'm from Grady EMS, and I did not know the impact. I didn't know the connection she and I had until we were sadly, at another person's memorial service, and she introduced me as the person who saved her life. I was just on the radio, I'm just a voice, but I do remember the occasion, and basically, I almost cursed on the radio, but I told her to just get out. Just get out. Her and her partner just leave and tell me where you're going. So that really sticks with me, and she introduced me that way to her loved one at this service. It was incredible, and thanks to Facebook, I'm able to keep up with the family. Peace be unto you.
Hi, I'm actually going to come up so y'all don't have to turn around and stand towards kind of the front. I don't want to hurt people's necks. My name is John Rigg. I am a former proud Grady EMS paramedic. I still work as a paramedic, just in a different state. I was Linda's partner for 2 years, my last 2 years at Grady EMS, more or less. And I have a million stories that I could tell, but will choose to not tell any of them, except for one. There was a time in which Grady had expanded. We received additional responsibility for the north part of the city, which was an area that almost none of us had any familiarity with. And Linda and I were on mandatory overtime in this area called Buckhead that y'all heard about. And we wanted to find places to sit because it was just too busy to even bother to get out of the truck most of the time. So we were looking for a place to sit. We found cemeteries and we found parks, and we thought we'd found this great little road that went back into the trees. So we drove down this little road, and she was driving, by the way. She drove down this little road, and it got narrower and narrower and narrower, and we're like, there's no place to turn around. What are we gonna do if we get a call? Went over this little tiny bridge, still getting narrower and narrower. We're up to the top, and we're like, there's a clearing. Thank heavens. We can turn around, we can head back out because we're going to get in trouble. And we came out somewhere on some golf course in northwest Atlanta, and there's all these old duffers looking at us with this Grady EMS ambulance doing a 3-point turn in the middle of the 9th green. And we laughed about that for as long as I knew her. In fact, about a year ago, right around the time of her father's death, she contacted me, and that was what she told me was one of the things she remembered the most about our time together. I think it's important to say that Linda's passing for me reminds me that you need to let nothing be unsaid between you and the people that you love, and between you and the people that love you. Because I never had the chance to tell Linda, as her first FTO, how much our time together meant, and how proud I was to have been part of her journey and part of her career, and how much those moments of laughter, of tears, of difficulty, and of happiness meant to me in my career as a paramedic and my career and life afterwards raising children of my own. So to the family, I'm so sorry for your loss. And, but also it's very meaningful to me that she's no longer experiencing the pain that she felt. She was a delight of a woman, and each and every one of us are lucky to have known her, and we're all blessed having and are better people as a result of that relationship. So thank you for having us here today, and thank you for the beautiful music.
To the family, I'm Franny Parker, well, Ford now. I've known Linda since I was 12 years old. Been my best friend no matter what happened. She was up highs and lows, she was there. Literally, like you said, everybody says she always had a smile on her face. And in my saddest days, she'd always make me laugh. And I'm going to miss her terribly. We lost contact, but it's like we had never lost contact when we got back in touch with each other. She was like my sister, and I will miss her, and I'm sorry to Amber and David and the kids and Robbie. I can't imagine it. But I'll always love you and keep in contact like we always done. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Trenton. I'm in a band with Ashton, and the main thing that I always felt with Linda, and I still feel it, is the sheer support she had for us, and particularly Ashton. I remember, I have a funny story, and in the moment we were truly mad at her, but way back in our old band, we actually sold merch, and we wanted to make sure that the close families just could have the shirts for free. And so we sent a link to her, and we were just like, hey, all right, just for you, don't send this anywhere. But she couldn't help herself but support us. And so she sent it on Facebook. She made sure, no matter what, that anyone who would hear her would know about our band. And that really meant a lot. She was always at every one of our shows. She would drive Ashton, and I truly think that she'll probably always be our #1 fan. So I will miss her, and yeah, thank you.
That is definitely a tribute to Linda, as she was a staunch supporter of her kids. Anything they were doing, she was 115% behind. So, and she was very proud of all three of them. Is there anyone else?
I wasn't going to say anything, but I figured I probably should. Thank you all so much for coming. It really means a lot to me. It means a lot to my mom. We were very, very close. I mean, she was my best friend. I told her everything. She told me everything. We had more of a sister relationship than a mother-daughter relationship. And I feel lost, honestly. I don't really know how I'm going to navigate these waters, but she made me strong, and I know I can do it. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'm just going to make her proud in whatever I do. So thank you again for coming, and
Ready? That's true. Amber is very strong. She wrote the whole obituary by herself and said, "Will you read this?" And it was perfect.
I'm going to try to make it through this. I can't tell you how proud I was to be married to this woman. She amazed me every day with her strength, her courage, her love for people. She taught me more about loving people and accepting people in my 52 years of living than I ever thought I would learn. And she spoke of all of her EMS family fondly. She loved you guys so much. And she never had a bad word to say about anybody, as you know. You know, she always spoke kindly to people. She never met a stranger. And she loved everybody. And she amazed me every day because she would come home from work. Like I was telling, I forgot who I was talking to. I was telling, she would come home from work and she would start spitting out these acronyms. Yeah, this guy had his SVT was jacked up and he had this and had that. And I'm like, looking at her like, the hell are you talking about? You know, and then she'd be like, oh, sorry, Dave. And then she'd explain it to me in layman's terms. I'm like, oh, that guy was jacked up. Did he make it? She's like, he was on my truck, right? I'm like, say less. But she loved each and every one of you, everybody that's here. I thank you for coming. And she will be greatly missed. I know by me, especially. I mean, because I've been staying with Amber and Zach because I just didn't want to be in that big house by myself, you know. But going home the past couple of days, the hardest part for me is just the waking up in the morning and reaching over. And she's not there. But then I get up, you know, I think about all these beautiful grandbabies I have and my kids, you know, and it gives me her strength. You know, I got to get up and fight. I got to get up and fight that next day. I mean, I'm a former Marine, you know, so I can't give up. If I give up, you dead. So, but thanks you all for coming, and hold your loved ones tight. Like I said in my Facebook post this morning, hold your loved ones tight and cherish every moment you have, because you never know when it may be the last moment that you see that person. And luckily for us, we were able to be there for her when she took her last breath. And she fought so hard to the end. And I saw her struggle, and I finally was like, you know what, babe, just stop fighting. Go home. Go be with mom and dad. Go be with grandma. Auntie Lisa, which y'all didn't know Auntie Lisa. She was something else, boy. We won't talk about that, but yeah. So, but I thank everybody for coming, and I really appreciate all the love and support and prayers that you guys have given me, because if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be standing here right now. I'll tell you that right now. So let's celebrate her life, lift her up, because today's her day. And like I said in my Facebook post, if you read it, this is my final goodbye. Shut your ass up. Okay, am I really that boring? Dang. But anyway, as you can see, like I said, she, as soon as I walked in this place, when Amber and I came up here, we walked in the room back there, and as soon as I saw that, I was like, you know what? That's it right there. I was like, we don't need to shop around. That's it. So thank you for coming, and let's celebrate her and get the party started. Who buying the liquor drinks?
Hey, my name's Charlton. I'm Elena's boyfriend. The first time I met Linda wasn't really on good terms. I thought it'd be okay if Elena spent the night at my parents' house, and when they found out, they flipped, and my brother had to drive her home, and I was in the car with her, and it was just really bad because my parents were yelling at me before, and I was sad and I was crying. And then I walked her inside her house, and her mom saw me and immediately started hugging me, and she was like, "Are you okay?" And she was like, "If you need someone, say here." And it kind of just surprised me because it was just so much love, and I wasn't really expecting that. Then the second time I met Linda was when I visited family in their new house, and they set up dinner for me, and I'm pretty sure that's the only time they've ever used the dining room table. Yeah, and it just kind of surprised me the lengths she went to show love for me. And then at some point, I moved in when I was in college because I was staying on campus, but then sometimes I would spend the night, and then it just kind of felt like, why should I stay on campus? Like, everyone loves me here. I can just stay here and not have to be in a dorm room. And I used to call her Miss Fryer all the time, and one day I asked, like, what should I actually call you? And she said, just call me Mom or Linda, I don't care. I was like, oh, okay. But she just always had so much love for me and everyone, and I feel like that really extends out to the whole family. David, Amber, and Zach, even the grandchildren, like they started calling me Uncle Charlton at some point, which surprised me. But yeah, it's just a whole lot of love from her and the entire family, and I always really appreciated that. So.
My name's Tim Dobbs. I was married to Linda in the 2000s, and I got to be the honor to help raise Amber and create Elena and Ashton. When I already had an Amber and a Timmy, so we had two Ambers, a Timmy, Elena, and an Ashton, and we rolled up in a Volkswagen Beetle, and we looked like a circus clowns coming out of that car. Linda was an awesome paramedic. We went to paramedic school together. I kept her in paramedic school. She was going to quit, and thankfully she didn't. And there's lots of other souls that are glad that she didn't quit. She's worked with an awesome team of people over her career at Atlanta South, Grady, AMR, and Rural Metro. And she is great. She was a great paramedic. And she accepted my kids as her own. We had some good times down in Fayetteville. We are in Fayetteville. Well, I live in Ackworth. So she was a very loyal person. That's one thing that came to my mind about Linda was loyalty. And she stood by her friends, and you didn't cross her about her friends. If you did, well, you'd be in a place like this. And I'm, can't believe we're here looking at that beautiful picture right there. Linda was an awesome person. We're all blessed to have known her, and I'm actually blessed to have shared some of my life with her. Thank you.
Those are nice, very nice words from the ex. Anyone else? Okay, we're going to move along on the program, but if anybody gets the feeling, just raise your hand. It's touching to know how many people just loved her. At this time, we are going to hear a piece from Ashton, who has created a musical number on his guitar for Linda today. She was always so proud of both Elena and Ashton on the musical talent that they have, so enjoy. Oh, you need this. It's on. almost finished here. Are there any other comments from Linda's coworkers? I think they're all out there. Okay, I'm going to close with a prayer, and at the end of the prayer, I'm going to say a prayer that was handed down from my grandmother, from her grandmother, and from her grandmother's grandmother, and so on and so forth. So I'm hoping that we will keep this prayer going down all of our line as well. So, and it's a Lake Miwok traveling prayer. That'll be at the end. Okay, if we'll bow our heads. Papa Noah, old grandfather, creator, Lord God, we thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to say these final goodbye words, thoughts, memories, laughs, tears. We appreciate the opportunity to celebrate the life that Linda had here on earth, and we know now she is in your loving arms, awaiting for each and every one of us. We ask that you please put your healing hand on David and Amber, Elena and Ashton as they grieve their mother's loss, and that they can get up each morning, attend to their day-to-day activities, enjoy the family that they have here on earth, and know that one day they will be with their beloved. Suni Tuma Papa Noah Muk Haipa Noah Muk Yole Kana, old grandfather, guardian of the road. Make the road short. Oh, amen. And so now we'll have the final call and the folding of the flag.
AMR Communications to Employee 200-4949105. AMR Communications to Employee 200-4949105. Attention all units, all stations, all operations. Be advised, AMR Communications has lost contact with employee 200-49105. All units, all stations, all operations. Be advised that employee 200-49105 is 10-7. Linda Davis Fryer, you are clear to secure. AMR Communications to all units, all stations, all operations. Please observe 60 seconds of radio silence in honor of our fallen comrade, Linda Davis Fryer, for this is her final call. AMR communications to all units, all stations, all operations. You are clear to resume normal radio traffic.